Conversational implicature is an important kind of implicature which we usually employ in our daily conversations and are important to understand the implied meanings. Before we move on with conversational implicature, we need to understand the various kinds of implicature. Implicature may be divided into two major kinds, including conversational implicature and conventional implicature. Conversational implicature may further be divided into generalized conversational implicature, and which can further be divided into scalar implicature. Particularized conversational implicature is another kind of conversational implicature. We'll talk about them in a while. So conversational implicature relies on how the meanings are implied in a conversation, whereas conventional implicature relies heavily on the choice of certain particular vocabulary items which convey certain implied meanings in our daily conversation. Conversational implicatures have certain features. They are implied by the speaker in making an utterance. So implication in generally are employed by the speaker himself or herself. Then they are part of the content of the utterance, these conversational implicatures. We can imply them by knowing the entire or the most of the content of the conversation. They do not contribute to direct or explicit utterance content. Rather, as we know, implicatures imply meanings indirectly. And they are also not encoded by the linguistic meaning of what has been uttered. So they are not actually the literal meaning. Rather, this is something which is conveyed beyond the literal or direct linguistic meanings of the words used in a sentence. For example, if a participant, Sarah, says, "Will you eat some of this chocolate cake?" And another participant in the conversation, Amna, says, "I am on a diet." Do you think she has answered to the question of Sarah directly? But still, she has answered to the question posed by Sarah. She has implied that she is on diet, therefore she would not eat the cake. Simple it looks in our experience of daily conversation. So this is how we ourselves also answer to various questions posed to us in our daily conversation. So conversational implicature can also be seen as a subset of other implications which are used in our daily routines, and it's also namely those that are part of utterance content. So utterance, those implications which are derived from utterance content, conversational implicature is one of those. Grice's central claim has been about the cooperation between various participants in a conversation, to which he calls a cooperative principle. He believes that the people in participating in a conversation, they do help each other, they do cooperate with each other to reach or to help each other in reaching the conclusion or the meaning of a conversation. And in this principle, the listener presumes that the speaker is being cooperative and is speaking truthfully, informatively, relevantly, exactly, and appropriately. That means all these maxims, all these qualities of conversation should be there in a talk, and we could call it a cooperative talk or cooperative communication. For example, we have another example here. A participant, Charlene, says, "I hope you brought the bread and the cheese," to another participant, Dexter. Dexter replies, "Ah, I brought the bread." He didn't mention that he brought cheese or not. He simply omitted the mention of or mentioning the cheese. Here, Dexter is clearly violating the maxim of quantity and quality. He's not saying the complete information. He's not telling as much as is needed. Charlene has to assume that Dexter is cooperating with her, and he's not hiding anything in order to reach the meaning. And if she does so, he would probably reach to the conclusion that something which is not mentioned by the Dexter, which is cheese, has not been brought by him. So, in this situation, we have to assume also that Dexter has conveyed more meaning than what he has said. He has said he has brought bread, but he has also conveyed that he has not brought cheese. So he has conveyed more meaning than what he has actually said. Importantly, the speaker, in order to sum up, we can say that the speaker communicate meanings via implicature, whereas the listener understands those meanings or the implied meanings through inferences. So in such situations where conversational implicature has been employed, a listener has to understand a meaning by implying certain inferences based on his or her background knowledge, his or her relation with the speaker, or based on other contextual factors.